My great aunt, Ophelia Collie Cannon, who the world knew as Minnie Pearl, grew up here in Centerville, Tennessee. Her 4 older sisters pushed her around this very square in her baby buggy and drove her down these streets in the pony cart, and they taught her to sing and dance and play the piano. They even convinced their music teacher to put her in their music recital before she was even 2 years old. I have always thought that it was inevitable that Ophelia would be a performer, but it took almost 30 years before the character of Minnie Pearl was fully born. Just over there, up the stairs, in the Knights of Pythias Hall, Ophelia performed her Minnie Pearl character for a banking convention. Unbeknownst to her, a man was in the audience that night who would make a phone call that would change her life forever. Bob Turner enjoyed her performance so much, he called the general manager of the Grand Ole Opry and told him that they needed this girl from Centerville on the Opry. Shortly after, Minnie Pearl made her first appearance at 11:05 on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry, and from that moment, the course was set for worldwide fame. Fame didn't change my great aunt much, at least not in the ways that truly mattered. She still loved her family, she still loved her old friends, and she still loved to come home to Centerville, to eat lunch at Breese's Cafe, play bridge with her sisters and mother, and to help support local events. Like the time that she brought the governor of Tennessee and 5 other governors to visit Centerville for our Homecoming '86 celebration, an event that took place right here on this very spot. Centerville. Centerville was the setting for the early life that created the person that was Sarah Ophelia Collie, and it was also the setting that enabled her to create Minnie Pearl. Her idyllic childhood, roaming the neighborhood, playing near the railroad depot, traveling with her daddy to the lumber camps and the railroad loading tracks, performing at school and at church whenever an opportunity was there, all of these things led to her second creation, Grinder Switch. Grinder Switch, a little abandoned railroad switch that Minnie adopted as her hometown and peopled with a host of characters that still live on in her stories and jokes. Grinder Switch is such a wonderful place, she said. Some people don't think it's real, but it is. I can see it just as plain as I can see anything. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could sit beside Minnie here on the Centerville Square, where she had her beginnings? This statue depicts Minnie as she's telling one of her stories, and there will be room on the bench for her friends and Minnie fans to sit beside her and listen. I can't help but think that we could, if we listened with our heart, hear her tell those stories again, and remember with her the days growing up in Centerville and the stories she told about Grinder Switch, a place where there are no wars, no disease, no quarrels, and no worries except whether your fella is going to kiss you in the moonlight on the way home from the church supper.
For more information, please contact the Grinder Switch Foundation, who is creating a statue remembering Sarah Ophelia Collie Cannon, Minnie Pearl, the world-famous Grand Ole Opry star from Centerville, Tennessee.